Prime Minister admits fighting crime is a difficult job. Bureau of Standards opens office in West Tobago. Roadworks scheduled to begin at Allfields Trace Lowlands tomorrow. And credible information is needed to track the owner of the Gulfstream barge. Good evening, I'm Patricia Nicholson-Richards. Welcome to the Tobago Updates Television News for Wednesday, March 6, 2024. To our top story. The government has been facing much criticism regarding its management of crime in the country, and Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley admitted it has been challenging. He was speaking at last night's conversation with the Prime Minister in San Fernando, where he shared a few insights into how the government is dealing with the most troubling issue in Trinidad and Tobago.
With daily increases in murders and violent crimes, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley is questioning what is triggering the upsurge.
It makes you wonder who produced all these murderers, who every night there are 2 or 3 people to be murdered. In the daytime, in the evening, in the morning, people are being murdered in our country by a small number of people. They are not the average person in Trinidad and Tobago. They're threatening every single one of us.
He admitted that the task of reducing crime has not been easy and that it has been putting a strain on every arm of the government. However, Dr. Rowley noted that his government is not afraid to make tough decisions when necessary, particularly the recent decision to send the Director of Strategic Services Agency, SSA, on administrative leave.
I know many of you don't know why. I couldn't tell you everything that we know, but we have to act on everything we know, and we trust that it will work out well. We have confidence that it will. Your government is not an irresponsible government. You don't see us doing this every day. You see us doing it when it is required.
In the meantime, Dr. Rowley raised concerns about how the judiciary sometimes handles crime. While he was careful not to attack judges and magistrates, the Prime Minister stated that criminals are happier going through the court system than being on the streets.
Because sometimes one gets the impression that the care and attention of the rights of the criminal supersedes the trauma of the victim.
He also blamed the opposition for failing to support bills which would prevent murderers and other perpetrators of violence from being granted bail. Additionally, Dr. Rowley condemned opposition leader Kamla Persad-Bissessar for failing to meet with him and a team on crime, instead choosing to meet with the former Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Alan Chastanet.
As if St. Lucia, who had Chastanet in their government to run their country, threw him out of office unceremoniously, but in Trinidad to try to tell us how to run Trinidad. No thanks, Tropical Trump.
Chastanet was a speaker at the UNC's most recent crime talks, where he suggested that opposition leaders of the Caribbean form an alliance to address crime in the region. Dr. Rowley dismissed the idea and stated that his government would continue working locally and with CARICOM to address crime. Candice Jackson, Tobago Updates Television News.
There will be increased testing and monitoring of services and goods produced in Tobago as the Trinidad and Tobago Bureau of Standards opened its office in Crown Point earlier today. Minister of Trade and Industry Paula Gopi-Schoon stated that the TTBS opening is one of the fruits of conversations between the business community, the THA and the ministry towards enhancing the private sector on the island. Here's more.
Deputy Chief Secretary Dr. Faith Israel welcomed the opening of the Bureau of Standards office in Tobago. She described it as a means for businesses to manage their costs of producing goods and services while building customer loyalty.
The Bureau of Standards will therefore be a guiding force in helping our businesses develop and exceed these standards as we foster a culture of excellence in our local markets.
Minister of Trade and Industry Paula Gopi-Schoon explained that the office will allow for a more robust monitoring of the production of goods and services in Tobago. For instance, ensuring that measuring devices are calibrated accurately.
Precision in measurement is critical, particularly in sectors in medicine and pharmaceuticals, manufacturing, even mining and agriculture, where very small deviations from standards can have significant consequences and severe cost implications.
Gulfstream noted that already monitoring of fuel pumps and scales at the airport in Tobago has yielded results of 100% compliance. Testing will be ramped up among markets and shops across the island.
I promise all that I would ensure that the types of activities that we expect to be conducted in Tobago is done, and is done with full respect of businesses. They know in advance that persons are coming and so on, although there are some areas where people will need to be caught in the act.
Additionally, the TTBS will offer services to help entrepreneurs develop products that satisfy the standards needed for export to international markets.
And through the work of this division, the Bureau will verify that locally produced products and services, in particular the tourism services, meet specific standards through conformity assessment.
Gulfstream stated that this was the first of several services under the Ministry of Trade and Industry to be extended in Tobago, following a meeting between the business community, the THA, and the Ministry in 2023. Candice Jackson, Tobago Updates, Television News.
Well, during the 14th sitting of the House of Representatives earlier today, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley disclosed the various methods being used to trace the owners of the Gulfstream vessel. This as the government remains careful with its investigations into the matter. Ariana Scipio has the report.
Dr. Keith Rowley said the government has to ensure a certain degree of accuracy in identifying the owners of the Gulfstream barge. He said all official channels at their disposal are being utilized.
The government of Trinidad and Tobago, through the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs, has sent out a number of diplomatic notes to various countries, including Panama, Guyana, and Aruba, seeking information with respect to the said vessel and documentation of evidence of.
Dr. Rowley said the government, via the Maritime Division, has been using its official network to trace and verify ownership.
This has included inquiries of the International Maritime Organization and the other maritime divisions, including Guyana, Aruba, and certain West African countries where the vessel may have been registered.
The Prime Minister also indicated that the government is seeking assistance from foreign and regional agencies to track the barge's ownership.
The Maritime Division has also engaged a private satellite company to assist in satellite imagery of where the vessels originated and traveled from on its journey before the vessel tragically ended up on a reef in Tobago.
Dr. Rowley said while documents and information have indicated connections with the vessel, the government needs credible information as to who the perpetrators are if legal action is to be taken. Upon hearing the Prime Minister's statement, opposition MP Ruda Munilal said the government knows absolutely nothing about the owners of the Gulfstream barge, 1 day short of a month since the oil spill. Ariana Scipio, Tobago Updates, Television News.
The Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and Urban Development has announced plans for road resurfacing along all field streets in Lowlands scheduled for Thursday, March 7th and Friday, March 8th, 2024. This project, spanning from Toby Drive to the intersection at All Fields Crown Point, aims to enhance road quality and safety in the area. During the resurfacing work, access to All Fields Trace and its surrounding areas will be restricted to vehicular traffic between 7 a.m. and 4 p.m. As a result, motorists are advised to seek alternative routes during these times to avoid delays and inconveniences. The division assures the public that further updates on the resurfacing schedule for associated streets will be provided as the work progresses. Coming up after the break, the Prime Minister says the issue of property tax is being exaggerated, and later, the Tourism Secretary talks about THA's focus this time around at ITB Berlin. The details after this.
Scott Ties brings to you our organic fat-dissolving shots. Yes, guys, our lemon butter shot breaks down stubborn fat, tightens any loose skin while increasing your metabolism. No side effects, no downtime. We also offer cavitation, cellulite treatment, but breast, hip dip fillers, weight loss, fertility IVs, and much more. Contact us on 495-6624 or follow us on Instagram at Scrub Ties Body Contouring.
No place like home, home, home.
Oh, I love Tobago, baby.
When we outside, it's an ocean of love. All that we align to the stars up above. Let we dance now, take a chance now with me. And we go jump till morning. Look, the moon don't sleeping. Tell them we not leaving. Till the last drop of bacchanal is madness in the capital. So I feel like I run in town again. Jump and shake the ground again. Live with all my friends and them. No place like home. Home. We go jump till the moon come down. It's we who the stars shine on. Play a mass and break away. Freedom in with DNA.
Welcome back. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley declared that come hell or high water, the government will begin collecting property tax. He stated that no matter how much the opposition tries to delay the process by utilizing the court, his government will forge ahead with the Revenue Authority. Dr. Rowley was speaking at last night's conversation with the Prime Minister, and Candace Jackson has the details.
The burden of property tax is being exaggerated, according to Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley. He slammed the opposition for generating fear among the population who have not been required to pay property tax for a long time.
15 years. I have not heard one person compute how much you have saved and not paid for 15 years.
Addressing concerns that continue to linger among the public, Dr. Rowley explained that the taxes required from property owners are lower than anticipated.
The valuation figure that you'd be given there in thousands, that is the rentable valuation. The tax is 3% of that.
The implementation of property tax has been a sore point for Dr. Rowley's government. It has faced several battles in court led by the opposition.
They just believe that they could use the court to create delays. If this obstruction succeeds and we are not able to position ourselves to make the most of every opportunity on the revenue side in this country, we face the danger of entering into a period where the government of Trinidad and Tobago will not be able to meet its expenses.
Dr. Rowley is alluding to the possibility of seeking the services of the International Monetary Fund, the IMF. However, he noted that every measure will be taken to avoid resorting to the IMF.
But we have still kept our policy. There will be the collection of property tax, and there will be a revenue authority. So we fight these fights one after the other in the courthouse, and we win every single one of them.
Candace Jackson, Tobago Updates, Television News.
Well, Destination Tobago is captivating attendees at ITB Berlin 2024 with the warmth and allure of the unspoiled, untouched, and undiscovered island. In a concerted effort to reignite connections with the European travel market, stakeholders from Tobago's tourism industry and representatives from the THA are convening with trade operators in the German market throughout the trade show, which began yesterday and ends tomorrow. Travicia Phillips has more.
Recent update from Berlin, Germany. Councillor Tashia Grace Boris, Secretary of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation in the Tobago House of Assembly, stressed the importance of the German market to Tobago's tourism industry.
We think that the German travelers are the ones that really fall in love with the destination. They keep coming back year in, year out to just enjoy everything that Tobago has to offer.
Unlike last year's cultural showcase, the Secretary says this year's strategy centers on promoting the island's abundant natural wonders.
I think that people have come to look forward to Tobago being present on the Caribbean stand. Our stand is very beautiful this year. Last year we were showcasing the culture of the island. This year the focus of the stand layout is the natural sun-sea and sand that Tobago has become known for.
She acknowledged the importance of partnerships with international airlines.
We met with Condor Airlines, so you know that they are one of our long-standing direct airlift partners to the destination. They were giving us an update as to how last winter season went.
She underscored the island's unique allure and the need to preserve and promote its natural treasures to a global audience.
There's so many beautiful things about Tobago. I mean, even though I live there, and I want people to understand that we shouldn't take our island for granted. There are people who would give their right arm and their right leg to experience what we experience on a daily basis.
As the delegation brings the essence of Tobago's unspoiled charm to ITB Berlin 2024, they are poised to leave a lasting impression and pave the way for a revitalized partnership with the European travel market. Travicia Phillips, Tobago Updates Television News.
Tobago celebrates a remarkable achievement. It reports 0 serious crimes against thousands of visitors in the past 4 months, credited to the diligent efforts of the tourism-oriented policing TOPS section of the TTPS, led by Corporal Wendy John. Here's more.
According to the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, since November 11, 2023, 49 cruise ships have docked to Tobago ports, bringing approximately 89,700 visitors to explore the island's attractions, such as the Adventure Farm and Nature Reserve, the Buku Reef, and various historic forts. Before visitors embark on their tours, comprehensive safety measures are implemented through collaborative efforts between TOPS officers, Scarborough Police Station, and tourism stakeholders. Crime prevention seminars and consultations ensure a seamless transition from ship to site. Corporal Wendy John emphasized the importance of maintaining a proactive approach to safety with sustained patrols on foot, mobile, and e-bikes in coordination with tour operators. The feedback from visitors has been overwhelmingly positive, with many expressing feelings of safety and appreciation for the kindness of the police and the local community. While TOPS officers primarily focus on areas frequented by tourists, they also collaborate with other units to address broader crime concerns affecting locals. Corporal John reaffirmed their commitment to ensuring the safety of both visitors and citizens, acknowledging the evolving crime trends on the island and the need for constant vigilance. The success of Tobago's safety initiatives has not only preserved the island's reputation as a tourist destination, but has also fostered a sense of trust and admiration from visitors who eagerly anticipate their return. Travicia Phillips, Tobago Updates Television News.
Up next, Gender Affairs Minister talks fighting gender-based and sexual violence. Stay tuned.
Your destiny. The best way to predict it is to create it. Do you see yourself exploring exotic destinations or spending quality time with family? However you see yourself, create your own retirement destiny with Tata Life's Destiny Personal Savings Booster. Choose from one of 3 investment options with guaranteed minimum investment returns to secure a monthly retirement income for life, with the option to choose your retirement age. So what's your retirement destiny? Call 62TATIL or visit tatil.co.tt to learn more today. Conditions apply. Tatil Life, a member of the Answer McCall Group.
Yo everyone, it's your boy Harry here from Authentic Builders General Hardware, located right here in Stobie, local road, Tobago. That's correct, right here in Tobago. And we are offering you guys the best prices on all hardware material. And if you would like to get your free quotation done, all you have to do is WhatsApp us at 272-1990 and we will give you guys the best prices on all hardware material. That is a guarantee as we are matching or beating any quotations.
A strategic action plan on gender-based and sexual violence was launched on Monday, March 4th, 2024. Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister and Minister of Gender and Child Affairs, Ayanna Webster Roy, spoke about this plan during Mrs. Sharon Clark Rowley's commemoration breakfast for International Women's Day. Ariana Scipio has the story.
The National Strategic Action Plan on Gender-Based Violence and Sexual Violence seeks to promote a zero-tolerance approach to gender-based and sexual violence while providing a strategy to end these issues in Trinidad and Tobago. Minister Ayanna Webster Roy said the importance of prevention and protection are key components of the NSAP.
It is important for us to ensure that we educate the citizenry of Trinidad and Tobago. We have to ensure that public education and sensitization remains consistent throughout.
Minister Webster Roy indicated that in terms of prevention, it is about ensuring that all citizens know that they have a role to play and that is not just the government.
Every single individual must play a role if we are going to end gender-based violence in Trinidad and Tobago. And also pulling together the resources, pulling together the various strategies under one plan, one strategic plan, helps us to hold each other accountable.
She highlighted that various government ministries, the TTPS and the judiciary have a role now that everything is coming together under one plan that is broken down into activities. Furthermore, Minister Webster Roy commended civil society, explaining that where the government might be lacking, they would have been taking responsibility.
It was through advocacy from the civil society that we were able to get the NSAP as a place of priority, and through consistent advocacy and the work of the civil society organizations, we were able to ensure that when Spotlight came to Trinidad and Tobago, that UN Women would have given us the support.
Minister Webster Roy thanked the Prime Minister and the Cabinet for not only supporting the NSAP, but also ensuring that those factors the government has primary responsibility for are funded. She disclosed that the NSAP would cost approximately over $100 million for the next 5 years. Most of it will come from various agencies and $10 million will come from the government. She stressed that this is an all-society approach. Ariana Scipio, Tobago Updates Television News.
Well, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley's wife, Mrs. Sharon Clark Rowley, underscored the issue of gender-based violence and the need for gender equality during her commemoration breakfast on International Women's Day. Mrs. Clark Rowley emphasized that there are still too many women in the country who have no idea about gender equality and have not discovered that they too can be empowered.
There are still too many women in Trinidad and Tobago who have to deal with sexual harassment, rape, and intimate partner violence.
While many women in today's society have been fortunate to have never been abused by a man, statistics show otherwise.
Statistics show that 1 out of 3 women in our society and globally have not been so lucky. Many of these women suffer in silence, and it is for us to use our voices to help the voiceless.
Mrs. Clark Rowley indicated that everyone has a part to play in ensuring that our sisters are safe and secure,
as parents,
noting that there is power in the collective voice, and this voice must include men. She also addressed the role of parents.
Parents, we have an important role to play in positively influencing the minds of our children so that by their actions, they can contribute to the eradication of gender-based violence and injustice.
She said that children must be taught to respect each other and be guided by morals and values. Well, Minister of Trade and Industry Paula Gopi-Skoon is pleased with the cleanup efforts at the Magdalena Grand Hotel, which has been affected by the oil spill from the Gulfstream vessel. Almost 1 month ago, the Gulfstream was discovered overturned on a reef near Cove, leaking bunker fuel into the water and affecting 15 kilometers of coastline between Scarborough and Cano Bay, with the Magdalena Grand Hotel situated in the middle. Speaking to members of the media at the opening of the TTBS office in Crown Point, Gopi-Skoon said the impact could have been worse.
And had it not been perhaps for some of the infrastructure works which we had conducted in terms of our shoreline, and having support, then this could have been a little bit more disastrous.
Barriers were placed to prevent more bunker fuel from splashing up into the pool area, while a combination of other methods are being utilized to clean up the oil brought ashore.
On duty right throughout, and initially there may have been a bit of a scent associated with this spill, but we continue to do our testing very regularly. We would have had the permanent secretary, the deputy permanent secretary from the Ministry of Trade coming onto the premises to check.
While she could not quantify the cost of the cleanup efforts thus far, Gopi-Skoon said she is pleased with the work done by the staff and experts from various agencies lending support. She explained that bookings were not majorly affected, with only 1 or 2 guests choosing to move the other accommodations away from the area affected by the oil spill. The weather report is next. Stay with us.
At JK Tech, we bring technology to your doorstep. From cutting-edge laptops to reliable printers, we've got it all. Nationwide delivery and a new website for easy online ordering. JK Tech is your one-stop shop for your electronics and computer needs. Carrying top brands such as Acer, Samsung, HP, and much more. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at JKTechTT or visit jktechtt.com. Quality tech is just a click away. JK Tech. Evaluate your shopping experience, your tech, your way. Call or WhatsApp 383-2651. Shop smart, shop JK Tech.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your nice car get damaged bad, I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. Never ever worry if sickness catch you off guard. I tell them never ever worry if times fall on you real hard. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you. Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Bishop's High School hosted its career day yesterday, where students were introduced to various career opportunities. They were able to interact with various professionals and explore options that were available to them. Tobago Updates Television was among the options present, and some of the students got a taste of what it is like to be on camera and behind the camera. Here are a few clips.
Welcome to KCN News, Keshon Commerce News. I am your host, Keshon Smart, and today we are at the esteemed Bishop's High School, and today is third form's career day.
This is BBC News. Today, my name is Jason Daniel, and we are interviewing people who has encountered the local felonies Bygone 5, who has escaped federal prison.
Today we are here at Bishop's High School National Career Day, and we would like to say thank you very much and a warm welcome to Bishop's High School for allowing us to come here and see the students and allow them to see what different fields and careers would be like.
How do you find the career at Bishop's High School is going thus far?
In my words, I'll say it has been very informative. I have learned quite a few, and I wish that I had learned a little bit more in some other categories.
Out of all the Bishop High School houses, which one is your favorite?
Davies, all the way.
Well, now for the weather report from the TNT Met Office tonight. Expect mostly clear skies with a slight chance of an isolated shower. Temperatures will drop to 26 degrees Celsius. Tomorrow conditions will be generally fair and breezy, featuring a few showery intervals, especially in the afternoon and evening. There is a low chance of a heavy shower or an isolated thunderstorm. Temperatures are expected to reach 31 degrees Celsius with a heat index of 35 degrees. Seas will be moderate, with waves ranging from 1.5 meters in open waters and below 1 meter in sheltered areas. Sunrise is at 6:14 and sunset at 6:13. And that's how we end this evening's newscast. Let's recap the headlines before we go. Prime Minister admits fighting crime is a difficult job. Bureau of Standards opens office in West Tobago. Roadworks scheduled to begin at Allfields Trace Lowlands tomorrow. And credible information is needed to track the owner of the Gulfstream barge. I'm Patricia Nicholson Richards, thanking you so much for joining us and wishing you a good night.